What a wonderful result! Amazing density! This much density in such a small area. Wow, you are god of hair transplant. Ha ha ha. No one can do this. Aren't these comments so common? You must have seen these comments on so many videos on internet, Instagram, everywhere. It is flooded with this. You'll get these comments in hair transplant from Turkey, from India, from so many other parts of world. Now, is it really that good? And besides money, what all the patient has invested in these transplants and what are the consequences? Can it lead to this condition, what you are seeing now? Please don't let this happen to yourself. Watch this video till end. I'm your friend Dr. Shail Gupta, and I'm a hair transplant surgeon who has been working for past 20 years, and I'm here sharing my knowledge with you. Please understand these are important points. So watch this video till end. If you haven't already subscribed the channel, subscribe it and don't forget to press the bell icon. So let's start. So when we talk about grade 2, grade 3, um, uh, you need small numbers of grafts. You may be 25, less than 25 years of age, you may be 45 years of age. Depending upon your age, the hairline can be decided. But when you see fleshy hairlines, low hairlines, a lot of grafts being put there, maybe 3,000, 4,000 grafts for grade 2, grade 3, you must be seeing such type of cases, and a lot of people are happy with that. What will happen if there is continuous progression of thinning? Most of these patients are put on 1 mg finasteride straight away after transplant, which adds on to these transplant results. So actually the density which you are seeing is not purely because of hair transplant. We have already discussed in so many videos the 5 aspects of hair transplant which are affected by finasteride, rather I would say manipulated by finasteride, or I would in fact say hijacked by a finasteride. Sometimes the transplant result is less than 20% and majority is finasteride. It works on the donor, you can see in the pictures, makes the donor hair thicker. It works on the miniaturized hair, thus adding onto density, area coverage, merging with the existing hair. It increases the thickness of transplanted hair. It gets you a lot of softer hair in the hairline, which can make an ugly hair transplant look wonderful. So, and now this patient is sitting at the peak of medication because medicine shows improvement in the beginning, then you achieve a plateau, then there is a slight downfall because of tolerance. So, further continuation of the medicine is not going to take care of his hair. Probably we'll have to shift him to these patients to dutasteride or higher doses of finasteride, which obviously comes as a package deal with risks also. Now coming back to the consumption of donor, so it is not just money which the patient paid for this. He paid through one most important and precious asset which is called donor, because donor is fixed for lifetime. Once gone, it is gone forever. Now if you have invested 4,000 grafts or 3,000, 3,500 grafts in grade 2, grade 3, what is going to be left in the donor? Your donor might look like something this, all gone, nothing there. But because finasteride can increase the thickness of hair in the donor area also, it doesn't look that bad as long as the patient is taking finasteride or finasteride is working and he hasn't developed tolerance to finasteride. Once it is gone, this donor will look totally devastated. Now compare this strategy which you have seen now to this strategy which we follow at Satya. This is a long-term sustainable model with a conservative approach, balanced approach, keeping in mind that the donor reserves are limited, medicines have their shelf life and potential risks. So giving due respect to technology, not using technology to exploit everything. Nuclear energy can be used to produce electricity. It can be used to make an atom bomb and for destruction. So it is up to us how we are using the technology. So now look at these results. One of my results itself. See, for the hairline and temple work, my team used 1300 grafts and gave me a wonderful result. I am not taking minoxidil, not taking finasteride. My hairline is very good and it has been naturally created. I am not getting any free hair or free credit because of the medicine, and I did not bring it too low. This is good hairline which looks good for my facial anatomy as well as for my age. These hairlines, these results look good, but yes, a lot of planning goes into it, a lot of years of experience and pure intent to help you, and keeping your interests in mind goes into this. uh, your age, past treatment history, family history, pattern of hair loss, donor, everything has to be considered. Now in this many of these patients we did not give minoxidil or finasteride. The results which you are seeing are purely transplant results, and just because of skill of the surgeon. And the density merging with hairline, the softer look of aesthetic of hairline, everything is purely because of surgeon's skill. In some of these patients, if you see, the hairline has been kept high, and probably people will say, oh, this result doesn't look good, this is too high, why did this guy got a transplant done, oh, this is a failed transplant or something like that, he doesn't have that much of density. No, but this patient is going to have hair for longer time. He will have the last laugh because this patient is going to sustain these hair. Less medicines or no medicines have been used. Satya's formula is less is more. The uniqueness or the greatness of doctor is not in consuming everything in one shot, robbing you of all the resources in one shot. The intelligence of doctor and experience of doctors, it comes into picture when they are using less number of grafts, less medication, and more sustainable results. A guy who has just lost hair and had good head of hair, full head of hair, very low hairline, uh, now facing low self-esteem because of hair. Probably this guy doesn't like himself. He sometimes hates himself and wants to, go for a hairline which resembles his teens, and is ready to do anything. Now this is guy is emotionally fragile, very very volatile, and he might do blunders. He might ask a doctor to do unrealistic things which are really going to hit him hard. How can it hit you hard? See, now this patient got a transplant done early 20s, uh, went for a low hairline, kept on losing hair, developed tolerance to finasteride. It wasn't working anymore. Just to fill that hairline, the gaps and recession, almost the entire donor, you can see all the donor was gone with 3 transplants. Now please don't let this happen to yourself. uh, this is really tragic, and we see a lot of repair cases coming to us from all over the globe. So when you hate yourself, you put yourself in a spot of danger where anyone can exploit you. Don't let hatred which you have towards baldness or yourself be used by others, and don't let yourself getting exploited. Plan your journey. uh, Take care of your emotions. You are lovely, you are beautiful, you are handsome, with or without hair. You are using, we in fact we are using together, as a team, the technology to make your life better, to make your looks better, but don't get used by the technology. I hope you take this message home, and if you like the content, please press like button. If you have something to share, write in the comment box. Share this information with all your friends, because a lot of people are suffering because emotionally because of hair loss. And again, I would ask you to subscribe the channel if you haven't already done that. Stay tuned for a lot more videos, and hair transplant, donor, medicine, everything. These things are your resources. Don't let these resources become your liabilities. Use them properly. Thank you. Love yourself and stay blessed.